A pretty girl is like a melody that haunts you night in. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Junior League Fashion Charity Show presents the glamorous Elizabeth Cooper, wife of that brilliant young banker, Mr. George Cooper, wearing a, what are you wearing, glamorous Elizabeth Cooper?
That bathing suit I tried on, you saw the one.
You mean that skimpy? What? That skimpy? You're going to wear that in front of, on the stage, all those people?
George, don't be so stuffy. This is a fashion show for charity.
I believe in charity, but let's not make too big a contribution. When's the rehearsal?
Oh, in about an hour, but I'll be able to meet you for lunch. Oh, the toast.
Stop whistling, boys. Can't you see the girl's married?
Oh, George, let them whistle.
Hey, you know, speaking of bathing suits, I had a funny dream last night.
You dreamt about me in a bathing suit?
No, Gladys Colby.
Gladys Colby? Oh, she's that new girl that just joined the country club. I didn't know you knew her.
Well, she was in the bank yesterday. She wanted us to handle some of her investments.
She's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And you dreamt about her in a bathing suit?
Yeah, isn't it silly? I'll say, this will kill you. She was wearing a great big butterfly tattoo just above her knee. Yeah, I mean, that was a real funny butterfly. Coffee just right today, dear. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be another nice day, eh?
What was she doing?
Yeah, who?
Gladys Colby, the girl with the one-piece bathing suit and the butterfly. You know her. You handle her account.
Yeah. Well, she was in my dream, you mean. She was running.
Running?
Yes, she was running across the golf course. Yes, well, I think I better get to the bank.
Why was she running?
I better hurry, dear. I'll be late.
Why was she running?
I was chasing her. Have a nice day.
When Gladys Colby joined the club, she was given a list of the rules.
Well, so what?
The rules specifically state that women are not allowed on the country club in shorts or a bathing suit. She knew that.
She had nothing to do with it. This was my dream.
Well, that's worse. You've been a member for 5 years. You certainly know the rules. And what was I doing while you were gallivanting along with this Gladys Colby?
I don't know. Last night you could have dreamt that you were dancing with Cary Grant.
Last night I dreamt I was ironing. Cary Grant was nowhere around. I was ironing your shirts, working my fingers to the bone while you were gallivanting. Cold.
All right, look, Liz, I mean, you can dream anything you want. I mean, you could have dreamt that you were dancing with Cary Grant.
Then who would have done the ironing?
Oh. Liz, I mean, it was just a dream. All right, honest. I promise I'll never dream of Gladys Colby again. I thought it was a funny dream. Oh, Liz, I didn't mean any. Why?
Oh, George, I couldn't help teasing you. You were
so
serious.
I ought to punch you right in the nose.
You wouldn't punch me in the nose.
Why wouldn't I?
Because you love me, that's why.
Why should I love you? Well, you're a tease, you're a nag. Must be some reasons why I married you, but I can't remember any.
George, you'll be late for the bank.
Wait a minute. I think I'm beginning to remember one of the reasons.
George, look. There's Mrs. Briskin out there.
Oh, who's Mrs. Briskin?
Oh, she's that new housekeeper next door. Good morning, Mrs. Briskin.
Good morning, Mrs. Cooper. A nice day, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
She can see her.
So what? Show her our marriage license.
I think it's going to be nice all day today.
I think so, too.
Oh, I think this is a very dull conversation.
George, please. George, get your hands away. You're an octopus.
Very well. That's the way you feel about it. Morning, madam. Well, thank you for everything, Mrs. Cooper. Tell your husband I'm sorry I missed him. Well, I must put you on our regular routes every Tuesday, Thursday. Morning, madam.
I want your attention, please. Quiet. Everybody quiet. That's better. Now, Cass, before we start this rehearsal, I would like to make a little talk. As director of this show, I must have absolute discipline and cooperation. Now, I'm going to be a tyrant, and you'll probably all end up hating me. But I'm going to make this the best Junior League charity fashion show that's ever been in its entire 2-year history. I'm going to be a martinet, and I'm going to drive. When I say jump, I mean jump. When you hear your name, you jump. Yes, dear?
Not so loud. I'm trying to take down this recipe.
Yes, dear. I'm sorry. Now, when I say absolute discipline, I mean absolute discipline. And if there are any objections, I want to hear them right now. All right, then. On with the show. Places, everybody. On your toes. Places. But, well, if that's the kind of cooperation I'm going to get, I'm going to quit right now. Wash my hands of the whole thing. I'm walking out on you. Goodbye.
You go. Where are you going?
Home?
Oh, why, you're supposed to be the director. We should have a run-through. Come on, girls, let's get started.
Well, that's a little more like it. Places, everybody. Places. Pardon me, dear. Now, girls, please, strict attention, because this is the way the show is actually going to be. Now, listen to me. First, the lights will go up. Then the music. Da, 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 da. La, da, 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 da. Curtain going up. Dee, dee. Da, 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 da. Action. Da, 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 dee. La, da, 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 da. No, no, no. No. That's all wrong. Girls, now listen. When you come out on the forget that you're on the stage and that there's an audience out there. You've got to live the part. You see, you're going to a fashionable cocktail party. Now watch. Now, you enter. All eyes are upon you. You turn, and there is the man you love. Will you give up family, position, and friends to become the wife of a struggling anthropologist on a barren Pacific island?
They just told me I was going to wear a cocktail dress and walk out.
You've got to live the part. Think. Now, what are you going to wear?
A terry cloth tennis outfit.
Right, then you'll be carrying a tennis racket, and you come leaping gaily onto the court. And there across the net is the woman who's come between you and the man you love. See, think. All the time, think. You've got to live the part. Live the part. Now, what are you going to wear?
A maternity dress.
All the time.
Darn it.
Liz, you're late.
Oh, I'm sorry. Johnson's had a shoe sale, and I
A
forgot.
shoe sale? That's no excuse. I must insist on punctuality. We've got to work here all the time. Because we may even work right through lunch. All right, now, Liz, Myra, I want you to take your position. Girls, on your toes, on your... Okay, well, let's take a 5-minute break.
Mr. Cobb.
Yes, dear?
I think I ought to have this dress taken, and it'll fit better that way.
It's a good idea. Now, listen, for goodness sake, tonight when you come out on the stage, forget that you're on the stage. You see, you're making an entrance at a grand ball. When you look out on the floor, there is the man you thought was dead for the last 10 years. Always think.
Yes, she is very pretty. So that's Gladys Colby, huh?
She keeps pretty much to herself. Nobody seems to know much about her.
Well, all I know about her is I heard she has a beautiful butterfly tattooed right above her knee.
A butterfly tattooed?
Well, I don't know for sure, but that's what my husband tells me. You see, he handles her investments. Oh? She was showing him identification? No, he saw it while she was wearing a one-piece bathing suit. He was chasing her around the country club at the time. Well, let me tell you exactly what happened, girls. Last night, George had the most peculiar... Help me.
Is anybody hurt? No. Well, that's the troopers.
Let me get you one.
No, don't worry about me now. Places, everybody.
I couldn't be more surprised.
I'm not. That's curtain's been loose for years.
No, I mean about George Cooper chasing Gladys Colby across the golf course in a bathing suit.
Yes. And imagine, she's only been a member for 2 months.
Dora, come in. Well, I thought you were down in Florida having a...
You poor dear darling.
What's wrong?
Liz, just realize that this is a thing the best husband in the world goes through at least once.
What thing?
You never knew this, but after we were first married, your Uncle Joe was seen twice having lunch with my milliner.
What has this got to do with me, Aunt Dora?
Liz, these things are never important enough to ruin a marriage. There might have been a good reason why George was chasing this girl across the golf course. Maybe he was chasing her with a coat so she wouldn't catch cold in her bathing suit.
Oh, Aunt Dora, I told that story myself an hour ago. It never really happened. George just dreamed it.
Yes. Yes, it's not bad. A lot of people might believe that.
Dora.
Oh, Aunt Dora, hello.
Hello, George. Well, I must go. Excuse me. And stay away from my milliner.
What's with Aunt Dora? She sounds like Portia Faces Life.
Well, it seems that story of you chasing Gladys Colby across the golf course is all over town.
Wait a minute, it's all over town that I chased Gladys Colby across the golf course in my dream?
The part about the dream isn't all over town.
What?
Well, you see, I told this story to the girls at the rehearsal today, and before I got a chance to explain it was just a dream, the curtain fell down on Gilly, and
Wait,
it was
wait,
just...
wait, let me get this straight. You mean as of this moment, everybody thinks that I chased Gladys Colby across the golf course? And you told them about the one-piece bathing suit? And about the,
George, what are we going to do?
Well, it's your problem.
Oh, George, this is serious. I can't go around to every woman individually and say, my husband isn't carrying on with Gladys Colby. He just dreams he's carrying on with Gladys Colby.
Well, the women of this town have nothing better to do than listen to stories like that and let them have a good time.
Oh, but George, don't
Yeah,
you...
only those silly women friends of yours could put stock in a story like that. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Whittaker. Anything happen at the bank that I should... Oh, but that was just a dream, Mr. Whittaker. Well, she didn't get a chance because the... But Mr. Whit... But Mr. Whit... Yes, Mr. Whittaker.
What did he say?
He thinks we ought to transfer Gladys Colby's account at the bank to somebody else.
Why?
Well, he was very diplomatic about it. The way he put it, he didn't think business and pleasure should mix.
How could anybody believe that you and... George, it was a dream, wasn't it? Naturally, Mrs. Murdoch, I appreciate your calling. But you see, it was just a dream. Yes. What? Well, okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
What'd she say?
She said she understands perfectly.
Good.
But just in case anything happens, her sister-in-law would like to buy this house. Do you see what you started with this Colby girl?
What do you mean I started? All I did was dream it. Is that a crime?
A gentleman wouldn't have talked about it.
The only one I told was you.
Well, that's no excuse. You know what a gossip I am. Hi, Corey.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Corey. Hey, have you heard that silly story going around town that I chased Gladys Colby across He's heard.
It's all over town. Gladys Colby in a bathing suit was chasing you through the YWCA with a butterfly net.
You've got it all wrong. The butterfly was on her knee. And it wasn't the YWCA, it was the country
Liz.
club.
Corey, it was a dream.
Just a dream?
A dream.
Boy, what dreaming. What's wrong with it? Nothing's wrong with it. If I could dream like that, I'd never get out of bed.
But, Corey, what does it mean?
Well, the YWCA.
The country club.
The country club. Well, that means she was athletic. And George is chasing after her the way he did obviously means that he was after her account. And her being in the bathing suit means she probably made a few bad investments. Then the tattoo symbol, that part I don't understand.
It means Mother was a butterfly, and why don't you go home?
Boy, oh boy, when this boy dreams, he really dreams.
If we could only convince people that it was just a dream, it would... George, you've got to convince them.
What do you want me to do? Take out an ad in the paper? Buy 15 minutes on television, huh? Hold a roundtable discussion. I'll answer all the questions.
Look, George, your problem is very simple. All you have to do is prove to everybody that Gladys Colby does not have a butterfly tattooed on her knee.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
Simple.
Simple.
Corey, go home, will you?
George, we can do it.
What?
Look, I'm supposed to wear a bathing suit in the fashion show. Well, why can't we arrange so Gladys and I can switch costumes?
Yeah, who's going to arrange it?
Well, why don't you let me? I'd like to get to know Miss Colby better.
Oh, fine. I've got the costume right out here in the hall. You can just make up some excuse.
Oh, don't worry about a thing. This is what she's going to wear in the fashion show? I want to get to know Miss Colby much better. Oh, and George, if you want to repay this little favor, you can, you know. The next time you dream about Gladys Colby, see if she's got a friend for me.
Okay, girls. Now, this is it. Now, I've worked you, I've yelled at you, and I've driven you, but it's all been for this moment. They all hate me, but I don't care. It's been for the good of the show.
Gilly, how do I look?
Very nice. It's very nice, my dear.
Oh, you're a darling.
Guess I didn't drive that girl hard enough. She seems to like me. Those musicians. Music?
Listen, I just wanted to... Oh, excuse me.
Well, you might use a little discretion. This is the golf course, you know.
Second girl.
Miss Colby, you know, I just wanted to say that story going around that I chased you across a golf course,
George,
well,
for
it
goodness
isn't
sake,
true.
Liz is here.
I think that for Liz's sake, at least, you might pick a less public place.
I mean, Miss Colby, it's so silly, the way the whole
George,
thing
if you
got
don't mind,
started.
please. Miss Colby, you're next. Please, if you don't mind, George. That's it. That's it, girl. Very nice.
Liz! Oh. Liz. You gotta let me explain. Now, wait, here, now, you owe it to me to listen to an explanation. Now, you gotta let me explain.
All right, explain.
I can't.
Boy, oh boy, didn't that go off beautifully? Did you see all those open mouths out there? Oh, because that'll teach those gossips to mind their own business.
What'll teach him?
Well, don't you get it? I bought a decal of a butterfly, and she put it above her knee.
You mean that was just a decal?
Well, sure, Liz, you didn't think...
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. I mean, you put that butterfly on her knee just as a gag.
That's right, yeah. I told her to gag. She went along with the whole thing. She's a great sport. I think I might even take her out tonight, but I better get back out there before some wolf tries to cut in.
when I hit him over the head.
No, George. Remember, he's your best friend. I'll hit him.
I'll toss you.
That's fair.
Told me I'd find George Cooper in here.
Oh, I'm George Cooper.
Well, I'm glad it's Colby's fiancée.
What, fiance?
Oh, we're very glad to know you. I'm Mrs. Cooper.
How do you do? I got a wire at camp saying that if I ever wanted to marry Gladys, I'd better charge right over here and look up a fella named George Cooper. It was signed a friend.
Oh. Well, you see, that's Gladys over there, of course. And, you see that fella standing next to her?
I got you, Buster.
Oh, George. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Are you still angry with me?
No. Just terribly, terribly hurt.
But it's all over and forgotten now, huh?
Sure.
Well, what do I have to do? Open up an account?
Hey, you know, a very funny thing just happened. What? Well, I was standing there, you see. All of a sudden, this Marine from out of the halls of Montezuma comes up and wham, right in the eye.
Oh, that's too bad, Corey.
I was just standing there, doing nothing.
Oh, Corey, you better let me fix that for you.
Oh, would you? Oh, fine. That feels better.
There. Now tell us all about it.
Well, you see, I was just standing there, and all of a sudden this Marine comes up from out of nowhere, and wham! Right... Speaking.